All right, so you can tell by the title and the thumbnail that I canceled my Chase Sapphire Reserve when that $625 annual fee hit last week. $625, wait, what did I miss? I was still under the old $550 annual fee plus the 75 bucks for my Player 2 to be an authorized user. I chose not to pay the fee and not to continue on with the Chase Sapphire Reserve. In this video, I'm going to explain why I made that decision, even though the card, especially at the old annual fee, probably would have been profitable for me. If any of you are new around here, I'm Luke and I talk about credit cards, points, miles, cashback, and travel. If you're into that sort of thing, consider becoming a subscriber. And if you get any value at all from this video, slap that like button for me so I can get this in front of more eyeballs. And guys, let's get right into it. First off, I want to explain why I canceled the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Next, I'll talk about alternatives when it comes to my Chase setup. And finally, I'll talk about my overall strategy and why I think it will still work for me long term. Sound good? Let's go. Guys, I'm not going to do a full review on the 2025 CSR refresh. We've all seen a ton of videos about that, but let's do a quick overview of the highlights. The card's annual fee did go up to $795, which is substantial, and the authorized user fee jumped to $195. This makes the card almost $1,000 for me to keep long term. I could end this video right here, right now, and just say, guys, it's too much. But I'd still have a lot of explaining to do, which could sound a lot like this. I can get everything I need for almost $0. Huh, what? We'll talk about that later as well. Now, the annual fee went beyond what I'm willing to pay, and so many folks will claim that the card can get you tons of value. You know, the old, I would gladly pay X for X plus Y. And that argument makes a lot of sense for some of you. $300 travel credit. Gotta say, this is not a bad credit. I give you $1,000 and I know I can get $300 pretty easy. And if I'm honest, I think most folks can get their annual fee back pretty easy overall on this card, but at what cost? $500 annual credit with the Chase Edit. This is broken up into two $250 credits. I have had access to the Edit and I've never used it. I don't want to use it. Taking advantage of this credit would force me to change my spending behavior and would cost me money. No way around that. No way to debate that. I don't want to change my behavior and spend more money. I want to actually spend less. There is no way for me to convince myself that using this credit will save me money when I don't want to utilize the Chase Edit program in the first place. $250 Apple TV / Apple Music. I don't want these products. If I did, I'd already have them, and that would be a totally different story. Giving me $250 for something I don't want, that's a value trap for me. $300 at StubHub. This is tough because I have purchased through StubHub before, but I don't want to. I prefer to get my tickets on the primary market, so this is something I might use or I might not. I don't want to be forced into prepaying for this. And if I'm honest, I absolutely hate the way StubHub does their business in the first place. $300 DoorDash credit. This is a great example of a service I 100% would not use. But since I've had the credits, I have used it, and I've also overspent massively. Guys, it's only a few dollars here and there, but over a year's time, it adds up and it helps me be super lazy by not making food or not even picking it up. No one on planet Earth could convince me that I'm saving money by using these 3 DoorDash credits each month. It's a terrible way to spend my money. I don't want to get lost in the weeds with the credits. The summary is this. Some of these credits are good, but none of them make any sense if I want to spend less and save money. I just can't understand why folks want to prepay for things they might buy. Again, I understand most people are going to come out ahead on these credits, but they have to spend and they have to keep track of them. I'd rather not. So let's talk about how the card makes my travel better, or could make my travel better. Chase Sapphire lounges? Yes, I think they're great, but when I need a lounge, it's usually for a longer layover for an international travel. And in that case, guys, I already have lounge access. Let me ask you a question. Does the actual lounge change the quality of your travel that much? This is what I mean by that. Is the Lufthansa lounge at Boston Logan any less peaceful than the Sapphire Lounge? Guys, I don't know. The CSR has best in the business travel protections, and I do value that. But do I really want to pay a premium for that? With the old CSR, I did. $1,000? No thank you. I love global entry and TSA pre-check, but lots of cards come with that. And oh, here's a crazy thought. I can also just pay for that. It's not expensive. What about the earnings? I do like the 4X on airlines and hotels. That's a great touch. 1X on travel hurts just a little, and the 8X in the portal, I'm kind of neutral on that. 3 times on dining, that's not bad, but it's not unique to the Reserve. Finally, the 50% boost went away. I know a lot of folks right now are liking the points boost in the portal, but I'm not much of a gambler, and I'm sure every flight I look at won't be boosted. I liked the 50% boost, but I more frequently transfer to partners. This brings me to, what am I gonna do without the CSR? Well, I was able to product change my CSR to a Freedom card. So I can earn 5X on quarterly categories, and even with those caps, I think that's a decent way to earn Chase UR points. Each quarter, I'm very likely to be able to max out that $1,500 in spend. I chose the Freedom card over the Chase Sapphire Preferred because I'm just not a big fan of that card, and I thought the Freedom card, well, it had more earning potential. But what about the transfer partners? For access to Hyatt and United and all those great international carriers, I chose to, again, product change an Ink Unlimited to an Ink Preferred card. The Preferred does come with a $95 annual fee with no real way to mitigate that. So it is essentially a partner tax that I'm okay paying, and it earns. It's 3X on general travel, great. 3X on cell phones, and it has cell phone protection, so it makes sense to use it there. So with my Chase setup, the Freedom and the Ink Preferred are cards that are gonna be used, and they'll probably be used often. I really wanted Chase to be the focus of my credit card journey, but the changes to the CSR made me change things up. Chase is still gonna be part of this journey, but I'm not focusing on them anymore. I still want to earn Chase UR points as cheaply as possible, and I'm gonna do that with the 5X categories on the Freedom and the Ink Cash cards for cable, internet, and office supplies. And there will be some 3X earnings on the Ink Preferred, but Chase has moved to a supporting role, and I really only want the points. I'm not interested in paying for any of the Chase benefits, any of the Chase credits, and that's okay. For catch-all spending, as well as dining and groceries, I'm still going to be using Capital One Duo, all while mixing in plenty of no annual fee, 5% cashback cards. This strategy also gives me some flexibility if things do change. I can always upgrade or product change these Chase cards, and right now it allows me to earn in optimized categories for only $95. That's a strategy I'm also going to be using with Citi. This is all part of my no frills, just give me the points strategy, and I think Chase is still a great issuer for this, even if it's just about the good old Chase trifecta. Guys, tell me what you think in the comments. Are you considering a simple, just give me the points strategy, or are you loving the high-end, well-marketed premium cards that come with all the bells and whistles? If you stayed all the way to the end, I want to thank you, and I appreciate every single one of you.